Help me. Where is everyone?
Hey! Is anyone listening to me? Hello? Is anyone here?
Are you telling me that all over the world, only 1 or 2% of the population is surviving?
I saw a lot of people lying down dead on my way and in their houses.
And yet we don't know how much exact time we have?
Less than 1%, Sam.
Hey,
This is the end of the world.
First red rain came down in Asia during the night, starting where it was already dark and spreading to other places as they too fell into darkness.
my brother got the blessings. The water pouring from the heavens was red.
And no mentioning about the big open science meeting at Mumbai headquarters 1 month later either.
Today's agenda is the red rain.
Who are you? Why aren't you exhausted after such a long way down here?
You have to come back home as soon as possible.
I told you everything I know. So get me the guy you mentioned before.
Attention, attention! The hope is here!
His name is Keshav Shinde.
काय करतोय तू?
Plus your open science friends captured his sister in Mumbai.
And how do you know that?
चल हट माझे पैसे कधी देणार आहेस
I bring hope. And I bring solutions.
Sorry, we can't help you.
What is the plan?
The moment you see him, fire!
The only blood group immune to this phantom death is the Bombay Blood group.
Bombay Blood Group?
Great.
Hello and welcome to the new episode of NEXUS Podcast. So today we are finally doing an episode with the team of the Bombay Blood. I think you would have already met Gaurav through our podcast that we recently did on his personal journey, though it was not fully in English. I'm going to make sure that I at least add the translation button on our system and on YouTube as well, because there is a subtitle that we can upload and you can watch his journey. Now today, in this episode, we are purely going to talk about the Bombay Blood. We have with us one of the actors from the film, Philip. Hi Philip, welcome to the episode.
Hello, thanks for having me to your beautiful podcast. And I'm
Absolutely.
very happy to see what's going on in this one.
Absolutely. And we also have the captain of the ship of the Bombay Blood, Mr. Gaurav Thakur. Yes, Gaurav. Welcome again on the episode.
Moin and namaste to all our viewers who are watching this podcast. I'm happy to join again.
Yes, absolutely. It's great to always have a conversation with you, Gaurav. So yeah, I think Philip, you have joined us today. So I purely would like to first start with you. We have heard Gaurav's perspective, both a little bit on the film and his journey as well. But specifically asking you, like, I don't want to directly go into the film, but was this your first experience working with an Indian film director? If yes, then how was the journey and the experience, and what are your thoughts overall?
Say something nice.
It was, no, I'm paid, I just get the bill said right here. No, yes, it was my first experience with an Indian director, and I think our journey, it started last year in February.
Yes,
Yes,
February, March, when we met.
February, March, and I think right from the beginning, when we saw each other, when we looked in each other's eyes, and the first two sentences we changed, it was like, all right, we get along.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And yes, and we had a very, very long talking in the cafe then, yes? Yes.
3 hours.
For 3 hours,
Wow.
and all had to be, it was a blind date for them as well, unwillingly. And they had to get along as well, but I think, yes, we totally lost in time and in talking. It was a very good start for our journey. Yes.
Lovely.
That's for
I
that.
Hope, That's lovely. I hope Gaurav also introduced you to some nice Indian food as well on the set. I'm hoping. I don't know anything, any stories behind the set. I'm just asking you randomly, just to see. Any
Introduce me
experience that you
to
can
food.
share?
No,
I'm talking about the food. Food.
yes, of course. There was. I think it was our third meeting when we went together to the Indian restaurant in
No,
Hamburg.
second.
The
He met
second
us
in
person.
yeah, okay, in real life, yes, in person. And did you already tell the story about that? No?
No. I don't know anything.
Because when it started, we had first you wrote this very great message, and I got contacted by my agent, and she wrote me, look here, it sounds interesting, and I looked, it was very lovely message, and I watched your first movie, the trailer. It was Help Me Please Help Me,
A Method in Multi-Shade, yeah.
Method in Multi-Shade, and I really loved the aesthetics and loved Mithun, the great actor there, loved his presence, and that's what we talked the first. And then we met each other, had this beautiful first contact, and then it went through the whole, let me say, the casting process. So we talked, good feelings. Okay, he said, yes, I got this other actor, that's quite normal, it's totally fine with me. And then I think we had 1 or 2 online meetings. I sent you some trailers, I don't know what exactly. And then I think we had the second meeting in person. Mm-hmm. That was in the Indian restaurant. The food was great, by the way. But before we started the food, he told me, I have one good and one bad message for you. And I said, which one do I have the first? I said, I always go for the bad one at first, you know, 'cause give me the bad news. And then he told me, you're not my Sam Fisher. He was deciding for the other actor. I said, okay, that's fine, because I had the 3rd or 4th meeting with him. Said that's what he could have told me way before. We don't have to meet for that. And I was starting to get a little bit annoyed and angry. I really felt the heat going on. Was like this. Said, okay, what's the good message? Said, but I got another part for you. Said, are you interested in playing the other part? And I said, still angry. Said, I don't know. You know, I didn't figure out what to do in the restaurant right now. And then he put out the hapusamba, right? The great mango. Said, no, but you got the part. It was a joke. You got the part. Here's your mango. It's a good present. And I said, what the actual thing is going on? And I think the first 2 or 3 minutes, I was still in fight mode because I couldn't really calculate what is going on right now, because we went along very well, but I still had to figure out. But then we had, I know, for 5 hours we had this conversation in the talk again in the restaurant. It was a nice start as well.
Yeah.
Lovely. Hapusamba. You literally said the word Hapusamba, Philip. Now I know, like, Gaurav has possibly, gave you a lot of, I think, terminologies from the Marathi language, which possibly a lot of Europeans might not be knowing about so much, because not so much Marathi people come outside of India. There are very limited who come to Europe primarily. But it's good. I really like this Hapusamba word, the way you said it. It was crystal clear. I mean, really nice. Loved it.
Yeah.
He helped me practicing a lot, and maybe there's some few references in the movie as well, right?
Yeah. We
In
do
Marathi, yes.
there is a small Easter egg relating to Hapusamba in the film, so that's for the viewers to find it. But I wanted to give him a sweet offering, because it's how we do it in our culture, that we give out sweets when we have a good news, right? Yeah. And I was like, I already wrote something regarding Hapusamba in the film. I was like, it won't make sense to give him a normal sweet, but to offer him an actual Alfonso or like Hapusamba,
Yeah.
That is how it went. Yeah.
Lovely.
Ended up pranking him.
And just to basically get into the actual specificity of the role, I'll come to I think, Gaurav, the direction part later on. But as we're speaking about Philip, so can you tell us, like, without revealing, of course, the details, Otherwise, the meat of the story will go away.
Yes, of course.
What is exactly your part in the film, and have you played before something similar? And what was primarily, I mean, this might be a little bit of a long question. What was the primarily the methodology that you used to get into the shoes of this role as well? The preparation that went behind it?
Yeah, so first of all, not in the movies. I didn't play this kind of character. In my theater on stage career, not exactly military, but something of a similar mindset. That's the first thing you go into when you go into a character. At least for me, is not the clothes you're wearing. It helps, but beforehand, what is inside. So the character costume, as one might say, that you put on, and that's the work before. And we discussed it before. What could it be? What kind of special forces guy? I think we decided not. If originally it was in the script which department of the German forces he used to be in, but maybe we decided to be a little bit not that specific, but in the way maybe he behaves, that it's more open towards the audience because sometimes it's too nice. It's something like, oh, I'm this guy, and then go this. It's a little bit too directly in the face, and when the people is like, the audience is like, okay, okay, with the action, that's the first thing. And we were playing around with the characters, of course, with the video game of Tom Clancy's, but we didn't want to copy that at all. And I think the first, what we chewed upon was like the Sicario character of Benicio del Toro. This kind of guy, it's not mentioned what he is exactly, but you see it in his actions, and it's great. You see he knows his work. He was educated, but he was like, I think, introduced as the counselor, I think, right?
Yeah.
Or something. And yes, my counselor wasn't at all like that. So, and that's the way we went inside, and I tried to, of course, prepare physically a little bit in the amount of time we have, that not to bulk, but a little bit more, and to some references, what kind of characters he is in, or some visual references, some character references. For example, Benicio del Toro in Sicario. And then I researched there's this great YouTube channel where all Delta Force guys have some private companies. I showed you this one where I did some practicing and something like this, to get in the mindset of those people, because they're very laid back people, nice people, but they know their stuff when they go into action. But they're not like this Rambo guys, something. That's the first thing that you hear everywhere, and you, Amkar, you know it better, that all those people, they are very nice people. They blend in the society. And that's what was the preparation. And then we did some, Gaurav and me, we did some physical thing. We went through some sort of scenes. I sent you one or two, like, playing around videos, some, with the beard. We played around physically with the mustache a little bit. I didn't have the mustache, not that walrus mustache, but to get a little bit away of the Sam Fisher character in the video games. But we, as you said, Gaurav, to build up our own version of it.
Our own version.
Yes.
Nice.
That's
so
more or less. Yes.
That's lovely. Yeah. So I think in the film, definitely we are going to see that complete transformation and the kind of methodologies that you have used. Coming to the part of basically preparing everything and the inspiration behind this film. So Gaurav, I would like to basically ask you this now, that I think we briefly spoke about this, what was the inspiration and how it started basically. But can you again briefly touch upon that part, like what inspired Bombay Blood, and how was the overall process? Because I think for you it is the first time working with a international team outside of India. that too, and in a country where I mean, it's still far better than France, I would always say, in Germany when it comes to the international cultural integration. But still, the language barriers are still there. So, as a director, what inspired you to firstly write the Bombay Blood, and what were the challenges you encountered, basically, to kick off the project, basically?
Okay. So I grew up watching movies like Mad Max with my father. So I had a knack in my head that I want to create something in the post-apocalyptic genre, you could say, but to have something truly original to itself, and to be like a little bit more realistic for the people to relate to. That is where you have a scenario of empty streets and people could relate it with the COVID experience. So this is one plot point. The second plot point is how I discovered about Bombay Blood. My father got a phone call at 2 a.m. I was in 7th grade, and there was a request for a specific blood type, which is Bombay Blood, and my dad never heard about it. And the reason he got the call, because he had a vast network of people he could reach out to in order to help people if they need blood, because my dad has donated blood around 150 times back in so he got a phone call and the entire house was up, and he was feeling helpless because he could not help the person out. Hey, because it's Bombay Blood, he discovered it on that night, and that is what he told me. So that stayed up with me, And then the what if came in my head. What if there is a disease which targets the blood type? I hope no one makes something out from a stupid lab and gets realistic, but more on this genre, that what if a disease affects everyone as per the blood type? So the most common blood type would get affected first, and the least common would have more survival time. So that was the overall, pipeline that I had. Okay, in this series we could do it, and that is how the Bombay Blood came to life, the idea. It was actually came to me in 2022, but since I was down here and I got to know how Germany is on Sunday, I was like, hey, it's easy to make it down here, right? So that's how we went with it. And to the challenge that you spoke, I think the biggest challenge was for me to break my stereotype as an Indian down here, because India is not only Bollywood, it is somehow represented by Bollywood, because Bollywood became too commercial and accessible to the world. But to our last conversation in the previous podcast, India is also known for such big diversity like you have for each state, and the local regional films that they make are so damn beautiful. I'm just waiting for the moment that this cinema goes to the world and then they see, oh, that's what real India is, So for me to break the stereotype was a little bit difficult, because I had to explain people, hey, it's not a Bollywood film, or it's not like a film that you would have dance sequences in between, but more like to have its original voice to itself. Because if it is shot majorly in Germany, I don't want it to have like a complete German flavor to it, or like a complete Indian flavor to it, but to have something which is truly international, It's like having a combination of both the countries together, but then to it has its own voice to itself, something like this. So that is how the Bombay Blood came into existence. And I think the difficulty down here was, like for me, I was so hooked upon working for 10 or 12 hours on a film set, so easy, right? That it was a toxic relationship I had, that I'm working for so long, right? And I expected my film crew to be on the same point, which they are used to working for 8 or max to max 12 hours, right? This was a learning curve for me, and also to get them to my page and me to coming down to their page. So that was my second difficulty, you could say.
Nice.
You should have paid more.
We didn't have to say this. Philip, you had to say this. No, just,
That was a
that
nice
was the
one.
punchline.
Yeah, yeah. Now, I would like to add actually 2 points onto it, Gaurav, as an Indian residing in France since past 9 years now. Uh, Two things. First thing is like I feel the whole of Europe is almost like India when it comes to different culture. Every country has its different culture. Every country has its different language, and I would say I would always give a shout out to the Indians who come to Europe. I'll tell my experience first. So because of my job as a business and technology journalist, and then even covering briefly films also in India, I got a chance to basically go around almost more than 20 states of India, and not
Yeah.
just go for like 2 or 3 days. I almost spent 15, 20 days or almost a month sometimes, like 3 to 4 weeks in every state. And that people skill, you learn it very quickly, because in India also, if you go to some of the northeast states, some of the southern states, they do not even speak English a lot of times.
Yeah.
So in your own country, it becomes very difficult to deal with the people, even to communicate.
Yeah.
And you know what? When I came to Europe, it helped me a lot, because I see a lot of Indians who actually come to Europe, especially if you go to Switzerland, if you go to the Swiss farms, they don't even see the French side of the people coming so often
Yeah.
to their farms, because it's extremely remote.
Yeah.
If they see someone with a like a different complete outlook is coming, for few days it takes them some time to get familiarity, you know but generally I have seen like some of my batchmates itself, because none of them actually roamed around India also from a specific city. They directly come to Europe, and you just can't start labeling the international people as sometimes because of some misunderstanding as racist or something. But you should understand this fact from the other's perspective. I think this is something, the people making skill or people skill, that you learn if you step out of India after taking an experience of your own country. So I came, after coming here, I never had this experience of any kind of discrimination, because I always thought it from the other people's perspective. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
in Strasbourg, there are hardly any Indians, and they are seeing me for the first time. I should be the one who should be giving them the space to become familiar with me.
Exactly.
So I think this is what this is the message for the Indians I'm giving. That please go out in your own country as much as possible,
Yep.
and then you will experience the beauty of Europe. Then
Yeah.
you'll enjoy Europe, I would say, because Europe is somewhat in that way very much similar when it comes to the cultural aspect. It's diverse. It's very much diverse. It's not only the same, and even just like how we have in India, if we take the state of Maharashtra, the North Maharashtra, South Maharashtra, everyone has the different taste. Same here in France, I see.
Yeah.
The southern part, the Mediterranean part, is completely a different ecosystem in itself. Monaco, Cannes, Nice, Marseille. Then we come to the central part, that is Paris. We go to the west, that is Normandy, Dunkirk. It's a different ecosystem. So I think the more familiarity and the people making skills you have, the more better career build up and ecosystem that you can basically build after coming to Europe. And I think the second part, you mentioned about the timing thing, right? Oh God, Europe taught me one thing that I would like to just mention over here is like balance everything.
Yeah.
You don't have to be extreme on every ends.
Yeah.
So definitely I agree with that part of working for like limited hours, because it keeps your mental health really good. Coming to that part only, I would like to just follow up on this. So like this is the question for both Philip and you, Gaurav, as well. Either of you, I would love to hear both of your opinions, but yeah, I'll leave it up to you how would like to basically convey this to me. Like, great films are built on primarily like trust between directors, actors, and the crew as well. So what kind of environment, Philip, you experience, and Gaurav, did you personally, as a captain of the ship, create to encourage creativity, collaboration, and authentic performances? Because I believe the more mentally relaxed you are, the more mentally, if you are enjoying the process, the much better the performances will always be. The more pressurized you will be, the much friction it might cause. That's what my experience has been personally. But yeah, tell me about this behind the sets of Bombay Blood.
You want me
I
to
think
start?
Philip should go ahead with this one first.
Yeah.
No, I think both of us were, before we met, experienced enough to see and to know yourself in your work, and that we could talk about before we started shooting, and we talked about this a few times. What are the boundaries, how we work, how we, to avoid certain misunderstandings when we are execute the production, and that turned out for me, and I think for you as well, and in our relationship, very good beforehand, because I felt very comfortable on set with Gaurav, definitely, and with all the crew on set, and it was a very comforting and creative environment where you could feel free to try something, and we had some very tight schedule, and we have to go really push through, and even in the nighttime, evening times, and nevertheless it was very comforting, and I never felt unsafe. Even what is normal on the set, when sometimes it's normal in between relations, there's some tension or friction. It's completely normal because we're all human beings, but then you talk about it. You don't let your sensitivities go loose and put them on everyone else. That's unprofessional. But then we could talk, went aside, said let's check, so to reassure that we're on the same page, or still are on the same page. And I told you this when after, I think 1 or 2 days after our final day of shooting, and when it came to the cooling point, and the next day or the second day after this, and I told you, I felt a bit sad that it went off.
Yeah.
You know, after the feeling. It was a very good experience, and I really loved it, because I think it was in the nighttime, the last day of shooting, and it was cold, and we had to push through, and you couldn't really figure it out. But then after one or the first or the second day, when I calmed down and I could set in all the impressions, could rest, and then I felt a little bit sad. And I told you that, it was a great experience, and it was not very often that I felt that sad after a production, and that's always a good point. Mm-hmm. And we still talk to each other. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, but to what you mentioned, Omkar, I knew right from the start that I am the one who's coming from a different country down here to a different culture, right? So basically, instead of me letting my culture enforced onto them, I had to learn how they perform, how they function, and it's about teaching each other what works. That is something a lot of Indians should take away from, that you are coming to a different country. You are not supposed to enforce your culture to them, but rather to learn what's best from their culture and then share your insights onto them, So it's a learning curve. What happens is, a lot of time you come from a different country down here and you feel entitled that, hey, I'm here, I need to be treated in a specific way. But that is not how it should go, And what you mentioned about traveling to different states, I have basically traveled to all the states, including few rare ones, because I was traveling for shoot along, and then you understand how people are different,
Yes.
Just through the language, just through the look, just to the outfit, right? And even if they're looking at you in a strange way, that doesn't mean they're hostile towards you. They're just trying to figure it out, right?
Exactly. Yes.
So you have to give them some time. And with working on the set, I felt the same mindset I had. Even if there is a heated moment, I was like, okay, let him have his moment. The moment the person calms down or comes back to normal, I can go and have a word with this person, Because our way of working in India and down here is totally different.
Yes.
We are always on the edge, and we always want to prove a point, and we always want to work hard, right? but that is not the way the film set is supposed to be run in the first place, you know. What Philip mentioned about having the sadness on the last part, I think every single person could relate to it, because we gelled up with each other as family, you know. We were eating food together, we had those moments together, right? And 25 days just flew past by. And I was like, hey, it's already finishing. Wow, you know?
Nice.
And that was even a sadder moment, knowing that, oh, I'm not gonna meet Philip again, I'm not gonna meet Dirk again, I'm not gonna meet Jon again, and also the other team members, you know, because it's always those moments before you prepare your shot. You always have those lighter moments that you go at each other, you know. And
but I have
the
to.
last day-
I'm sorry.
yeah.
Sorry.
The last day was the heaviest, I would say, because you want this journey to go more, you know, and to get everything out from it. But then you understand, okay, this is it. And then the next excitement starts, that, okay, the post-production begins, and then you wait for the first screening, then you wait for your team to again come together, you know. So that is how the overall environment went, and I think you can ask anyone. Everyone enjoyed the time that we had.
Lovely.
I have to say one thing when I can. Not there's a wrong impression about the German working culture in the industries. We also do, and I experienced myself on theater and stage. Like, as an actor, you always want to go to the edge and to dig as deep as you can. Yes. And but what we have, for example, in the theater working space, because our stage theater culture in the German-speaking countries like Austria, Switzerland, a little bit less, but we have every city, largest city, has its own theater with a working ensemble of people there. So they got their contracts. They don't, for example, for the French theater culture, they have their companies and they roam around to some certain kind of places. That's a little bit different. I've had one of my best friends is a French actor, for example, and lives in Paris. So I know this as well. And what I want to say, in Germany, we have this security thing to protect the people of overdoing. Because in the past, there were some things where it was exploited, for example, and that's what sometimes when we work together, it can tend to the other extreme as well, that it's too overprotective by some sort of people. Yeah. And it's always, you know, the midway, the way in between, that you go not too extreme like this way, not too extreme. But I think all of the people in Germany and the actors, most of them, not all, love to go to the edge of working. And sometimes we say on other sets as well. I told you this. You got the director, you got the actors, and he wants to go a little bit over the top, just a few minutes. And then you got this bureaucratic people from the production, and they say, no, now is the time to quit. And they try to hush the people, because they are afraid that maybe one or two person is enough in Germany to sue the whole production, because it went off for or too long for 10 minutes or 30 minutes, I don't know. They're sometimes a little bit afraid about
legal aspects. Yes. Yeah. I can
There's some legalized problems. Yes.
Yes. And I think, Gaurav, you mentioned 25 days. So you shot the whole film in 25 days? Completely? Or the complete, including the post-production? Or is it like post-production was different?
No. So we shot 25 days in Bremen, 4 days in India, and then extensive 3 or 4 months of post-production. 4 months total.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's great. And any I would say incidents, or maybe overall an outlook on the production team you would like to basically tell about them? Because yes, you might get a nice and very good producer, but the production team is something that ensures that primarily, everything on the set, whether it's designing something, making look as the director wants it to be, or as the writer wants it to be. It's very kind of, I would say, difficult task at times. So would you like to share any incidents from the production design point of view, and about the team who was basically involved in the production design?
So I can start with the big setback that we had was like Purva, Mithun and Sairaj. These guys are my closest allies, closest pillars, closest collaborators, and 3 of them, they got their visas rejected back to back.
Okay.
And we got to know this thing 1 month before the shoot was supposed to begin, right? Only Gaurang, who looks out for production management for me, for my other films as well, he was the only one who got his visa sanctioned. So we only had 25 days in our hand to get a new cameraman down here and the rest of the crew, because everyone was doing multiple jobs,
Okay.
And Jon was also shooting already on a different set, so he would always join on the video call in the evening time, where I had to basically go through the entire storyboard Sairaj and me created. I think it was this thick, I don't know how many pages, I don't know, maybe 400, 500 pages, and then go through every single scene every single evening, so he has an idea about what is already pre-built and what he could add more onto. And I think kudos to him, because he adopted like this, we have to go. He understood what the pace was and the speed that was needed. And same goes for Steffi, who is a focus puller, very much on point. She would always fight. I didn't got it right, I can make it a little bit more better, with the focus. So she would do that as well. And we had Marian. He's actually the Sam Fisher on the set, like the other Sam Fisher, because he says nothing. He's super silent, like a proper spy. You won't even feel his presence.
Yeah.
But he understands what is needed or what the DOP needs, right? And then without even saying the word, he goes and fixes things. And what more do you need from a team like that, right? And then I had Gaurav on my side, who was like my eyes in the back, because we didn't have an assistant director, first of all, right? And to function the set without an assistant director, or at least 2 of our assistant directors, is very difficult. So he was making sure everything is running on time, and also making me sure, okay, we are wasting too much time on this one, can we speed up, right? And then we had Francie tagging along with him, and on the background we had Daniel. So this is how the entire collaboration went ahead. Imagine making a film like this and you don't have an assistant director or a person who's responsible. And but somehow we made it through, and I think somehow our viewers from India and from rest of the world they enjoyed the trailer and the output that we brought out. So yeah.
Nice. And I mean, we are almost at the end of this episode. Will be this is possibly my final question, but after that we will have the rapid fire round, of course.
Okay.
For the audience who are hearing about the Bombay Blood for the very first time today, this is for both Philip and you, Gaurav. What would you like to say to invite them into this cinematic journey when it releases on 20 August 2026? That is next month.
Okay, Philip, would you like to go first?
I have to say, join, get in the seats, get a big chunk of popcorn and the big 1 liter Coke, as I used to go with my father, like this real big poke of thing. Then sit, get your loved ones and your children, share the same, and then enjoy the experience. And because you drank the whole liter before, you have to go to pee in the midst of the movie. Keep your pee inside, but join.
Nice.
Yeah. From my side, I would like to say, The film has a visual identity which the city of Bremen brought in and the people of Bremen brought in. So this message goes to people of Germany, North Germany, and specifically Bremen, that you have to come down and see your city in a dystopian flavor that has never done before, which brings a touch of India and Germany together. It's an amalgamation of best of the both world and something that you would love to see. So I'm hoping all of you guys to come down to the theater and support an independent effort of a film of the team who put their heart and sweat into it, blood and sweat into it, and I'm pretty sure you would enjoy it on the big screen.
Lovely. I'm going to try my best to come down, definitely. I have started checking flights since yesterday only to Bremen.
But I think from Strasbourg you can go by train. It's not that far to Germany and Hamburg.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not that far.
Yeah. No, definitely. It can be there, yes. So yeah, we are starting with the fun rapid fire round now.
Is it like
Gaurav,
no. One person at one time or both have to go?
I would say you can coordinate also. There is no competition over here. Yeah, you can coordinate. Who would like to basically answer this? You can coordinate, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Action.
Okay.
Describe the Bombay Blood in just 3 words.
Intense.
What did I say? Here. Blood, shoot, blood. I told this before. Blood, shoot, blood. Think about.
Yeah. Okay. Intense, original, for sure would offer something you new in the cinematic experience.
Lovely. And I would ask this question specifically to Philip because you're the director of this film, Gaurav. So I think you will answer it in a very easy way, you know.
Okay.
So Philip, this is for you specifically.
Yes.
If you had to pitch this film in 10 seconds to someone who never heard of it, what would you say? Basically, I'm putting you in the director's shoes now.
Yes.
Just for this question.
So I would say to someone, and I did it already in less than 10 seconds to the German people. It's what he said. It's the perfect thing because the Indian and the German cultures, I think, have the very high chance to blend together. And the first thing that goes before to get to know each other, that's what you mentioned before. I make it a little bit faster, longer. Like the thing between the Indian cultures and the similarity between Europe, for example, is to create visual imaginations for the people here in Germany, Europe, or in Marathi or Indian society to get together. And this is one of the first smaller but important steps towards this direction. To get to know each other, to live together maybe to experience each other better.
Yeah.
And even on a higher scale, as you, Omkar, for example, you are a business guy yourself. You had the perfect words before to say on multi-levels to bind together. And what goes before is the visualization before, to get the stories inside the heads of the people. And that's the first big step for this movie, Bombay Blood.
Perfect. And
So
coming
you
back,
want- or-
you can answer this as well. Yeah.
Okay. What if I tell you there is an unknown disease which is spreading, which affects everyone as per the blood type? So if you have the most common blood type, sorry, you would die first in the film.
That's a nice one. Dramatic tone at the end. Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we are back to again you guys deciding and who will answer what basically.
Okay.
So yeah, coming to the third question, what's one word for your cast or crew would you use to describe on the set of the Bombay Blood?
Again, please.
What's one word your cast or crew would use to describe you on the set?
Describe me on the set?
Gaurav or me?
No, either of you, basically. Any of you. You both can basically answer this.
Okay.
Talking too much, but me. And making stupid jokes.
Yeah. I have a very different take. Jan would say to me, why are you asking me, can we do this, instead of let's do this, you know?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because I had this like, if he comes up with a frame, and I was like, can we do this instead of that? And at the end of the film, he told me, why would you ask me that? It's like, I don't want to disrespect your opinion or the choice that you initially came up with, you know, and to find an alternative which justifies the script or something. It's like, no, just tell me. I was like, okay.
Lovely. And I mean, this is a very general question, but important from a filmmaking perspective, not related to the Bombay Blood as such, but I'm asking you both as a professional in this industry. So which filmmaking department deserves far more appreciation than it usually gets? Based on both of yours experience, Philip, you as an actor, Gaurav, you as a director, spending so many years in the industry, from your perspective, you can answer this.
Okay.
Did you start before?
I pressed I think writers are the one, they should deserve more attention, more pay grade, right? And all the people who are doing micro jobs, which means the production runner, the focus puller, right? They need to be in the spotlight, because these guys are the small wheels which is taking the production ahead, right? If one of them crumbles down, the entire pyramid falls down. Yeah.
Yes.
So I think all the small jobs, they need to be recognized more, need to be paid more, and actors need to be paid little less.
Not in this project.
Not yes.
I thought so. Nice. So, Philip, you have anything to add onto this?
No, I'm totally agree with Gaurav. It's not that one department. It's all, because we as actors or actresses, we are like this little how do you say, this little lens, you know, the visual lens. You see us. We're the first visual or audio contact you have with the movie project. But behind this, every part of it blends through the lens, you know, like the DOP, like the small is a stupid thing, but this every part is a puzzle to make us look good. And if one tiny part doesn't blend in or cannot blend in or feels uncomfortable, whatever, it dirtens the lens, you know, and you feel it, you see it.
Yes.
And that's, so it's important. It's a project with a lot of people working together. Yeah. It's like a puzzle. It's a machinery, and we're just the visual parts of that.
I think our rapid fire is converting into big answers.
No, that's
but I disagree. I highly disagree upon the payment. We always never get enough.
Yeah.
No, but these are good insights and fun insights, I would say, you know, through this also. If Hollywood, I mean, like, this is for both of you. I think, Philip, you can go into the director's shoes again, but I would expect, like, you know, you both can answer this. If Hollywood were to remake the Bombay Blood, which international actor would you love to see in it?
I would love to see, of course, okay, it's too high. Benicio del Toro in Sam Fisher's part, but you already seen
from Sicario. Yeah.
Yes, but you saw him already in Sicario, so maybe he's great. But as an older one, because Benicio del Toro, he grew old, but that would be great. I would love to see Robert De Niro as the Doctor.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. He will suit that part. Yes.
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 And what was the actor? Because he's this funny guy, as the part you played in the movies Harold and Kumar. This comedian. There was this franchise in the past.
yeah.
And he's this such a funny guy. Or Max Amani as this part, the comedian.
Okay.
But he's not Indian, right? No, he's not.
No,
Persian.
he's from Iran.
Yeah, from Iran, he's Persian, yeah. But I would see the guy from Harold and Kumar. Maybe you know the franchise. He's a comedian. He's very funny.
Yeah.
Or used to be. I don't know how he's now. Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
For me, I think for Dr. Kaiser, I would choose Al Pacino than Robert De Niro because he can bring this, dark and mysterious flavor what he brought for Devil's Advocate, right? And then for Sam Fisher, I would love to have Tom Hardy playing the part for Sam Fisher.
Yeah. He will suit that part. Yeah.
Yes. And for Keshav's part, I would still choose Mithun.
Nice.
Yeah.
And this is the last question. Complete the sentence. The Bombay Blood isn't just a film. It's what? Complete it.
So Bombay Blood isn't just a film, it's an experience of both the worlds together. And
Nice.
you see
Yeah.
and continuation will be, and you would love, and it's a treat for people of Maharashtra because our language goes global and international with it.
That was exactly the same I wanted to say.
No, you can't. Change
No,
your answer.
but it's well. Now I have
It's the
to
experience
think
of both
something
worlds,
out of
yeah,
my
it
pull
is
something
quite
out of my nose, man. It was exactly the same thing.
Let's
What
do
do we
it
have to
again.
do?
Let's do it again.
All
Let's
right.
pretend as if this.
Let's shuffle. Let's shuffle. Let's shuffle. I wanted to say this experience.
No, but it's lovely. It's lovely. I think it was fun conversing with you both. And I believe, I think Philip, I mentioned to Gaurav yesterday only that, we'll do a few more episodes post the release of the film. Because, would be nice to basically experience the reactions, not only from the people, but I think the city of Bremen, who has supported you, or even partners like Airbus, what the people from this arena, apart from the general audience, think about the film. Would be really nice to have that. And yeah, Philip, I would love to do a separate episode with you as well, just the way I have done with Gaurav. But of course, we'll be
I'm
doing it
here
in
for
English, not in Marathi language.
Yeah, that wouldn't turn out great. No.
No,
But
because
I have to say, I will get along in the Mumbai traffic with one or two words.
Nice. But yeah, definitely. I think both of you, thank you very much for taking out time.
Thank you
for this conversation. I know it's the release is coming up. Things might be hectic on your side, managing everything, because this is not the only show that you're interviewing. You're giving the interviews at other segments of the media as well. So all the best with that too, handling the whole pressure and still making out time for our show. I would love to have you guys again post the release of the film, and I hope to meet you both in person for the film, for watching the film, as well as to just hang out and continue our film conversations as well.
Yes.
You will be awestruck when you meet us down here.
Absolutely.
No, but Philip, he lives near my place called Alibag, and it's known for the coastal area. Really good food, really good seafood, I would say, right? And my entire childhood went down like, hey, where's the easiest spot to go? Okay, just go to Alibag. Like how you have it from Hamburg to Kiel, 2 hours easy, right? The same thing, 1.5 hours. My dad used to take me, and I loved oceans. easy.
Yes.
And then he tells me that he's from Alibag. I was like, come on, the world is way too small.
Really
Like,
small. Yeah.
way too small.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Definitely.
Help me. Where is everyone?
Hey! Is anyone listening to me? Hello? Is anyone here?
Are you telling me that all over the world only 1 or 2% of the population is surviving?
I saw a lot of people lying down dead on my way and in their houses.
And yet we don't know how much exact time we have?
Less than 1%, Sam.
Hey,
Is this the end of the world?
First red rain came down in Asia during the night, starting where it was already dark and spreading to other places as they too fell into darkness.
my brother got the blessings. The water pouring from the heavens was red.
And no mentioning about the big open science meeting at Mumbai headquarters 1 month later either.
Today's agenda is the red rain.
Who are you? And why aren't you exhausted after such a long way down here?
You have to come back home as soon as possible.
I told you everything I know. So get me the guy you mentioned before.
Attention, attention! The hope is here!
His name is Keshav Shinde. Plus your open science friends captured his sister in Mumbai.
And how do you know that?
चल हट माझे पैसे कधी देणार आहेस
I bring hope. And I bring solutions.
Sorry, we can't help you.
What is the plan?
The moment you see him, fire!
The only blood group immune to this phantom death is the Bombay Blood group.
Bombay Blood Group?